all-star appearances. It's about scoring titles. It's about all NBA. That is your accomplishment that determines your greatness. But in terms of just best overall, that's about your skill. And that's what you could do versus another player. So anytime people ask me who's the GOAT, I preface by saying, do you want me to tell you the greatest? But I understand why most people would pick Michael Jordan. But the best player of all time, the best player to ever pick up a basketball and compete in the NBA is without question Michael Jordan.
But I tell you this, our debate, conversation, argument, whatever we call it, over the last two, well, believe it or not, the first time I met Michael Jordan, we were at my guy Fred Whitfield's game in North Carolina. It's called the world's greatest pickup game. And
shout out to Fred.
Yeah, exactly. And when Mike walked into the locker room, you know, I'm 21 years old. I'm sitting there kind of with my head down thinking to myself, I'm in the same locker room as Michael Jordan. You know, I mean, but Mike doesn't allow you to look at him with awe because he just starts talking trash to you from the beginning. He looks at me and says, "Y'all Virginia boys ain't ever done one." And again, the compliment that was the fact that Michael Jordan knows who I am meant a lot to me. But he also forced me to have to talk back to him. Not that you're ever going to win that debate or that battle of talking trash,
right?
But he has zero respect for you if you don't talk back. So I had no choice but to go back at him.
Simpson going Kareem hook shot there.
That's his game. That's his thing. Except not on that possession.
Ellis blocked at the rim. 3 seconds to go. Can Morgan get it off?
Nice.
Yes. Bucket at the end.
Great job defensively by James Banks. The third.
The 13 lead as we start the second quarter. Michael leaves on side. Corey Alexander, the nightcap here on Friday in the pavilion.
Speaking of the Hoop State, here's a guy, Quavion Smith from the Hoop State. One of North Carolina's all-time leading scorers in high school. Went on for a great 2-year career at NC State playing for Kevin Keats.
Garrett with the shot clock winding down. Air ball brought down by Klingon. Smith to Klingon. Nice little roll to the basket there by the former UConn standout.
Great job by Smith, recognizing the defender falling down, attacking the basket, and compared to Selling, even though he is a knockdown three-point shooter.
Klingon coming over for the block on Stevens. His third of the game. Smith. Nice recovery by the Hornets.
A lot of contact on that possession, though.
Simpson went for the hook shot again. Blazers were expecting it.
Scouting report.
Lee in the corner. Hornets with numbers. Morgan. He gets the finish.
More balance. When you miss a three, if you don't have someone back to Quavion Smith, who was the passer on that possession, got a little too far into the painted area.
Another miss there by the Blazers. They are 0 for 10 from three-point range here.
Not a problem for Matt Morgan, however, knocking down the corner three. A nice find from Simpson at the top of the key, manipulate the screen and roll.
Nice tap out by Lee, back to Smith. 0 for 11 now from three-point range.
Two good looks for Quavion Smith, just unable to get it to go. Right now, it's been a cold shooting start to this game.
Hornets are looking for a call, couldn't get it. Donovan Klingon will go to the bench, but he did miss that free throw.
This is true. So she did her job.
Gowan short off that shot. Thought he got fouled.
But you can see the Hornets have really taken it personal with Bryce McGowan. They don't want him to get off against them, a guy that was just playing on their team a couple of weeks ago.
Morgan leaves it for Banks. Matt Morgan.
Confident.
Balling out here where the money resides. Largest lead of the game for the Hornets. Lee in the corner. That three is long. Portland is 2 for 28 from three-point range. Banks trying to get it to Smith. Knocked away. Another three off the mark for Portland. Klingon, though, well, that's too easy.
And again, I respect the fact that Klingon was able to take advantage of that. More importantly, didn't look to throw it out on the offensive rebound. Understood that he had a smaller player behind him. Got the short two.
Smith coming back to attack. Nice contend there by the Hornets defense. Has been stellar in this third quarter. He didn't shoot it extremely well. 8 for 22, 4 for 14 from the three-point line, but it's rare that Nick Smith goes almost 3 quarters before scoring a point.
Nick Smith's best game in Summer League this year happened to coincide with Brandon Miller playing alongside him. 24 in that game, and his most efficient effort thus far.
Simpson with the nice give for Morgan.
Speaking of efficient, you can't be more efficient than Morgan has been, especially from the field.
Last season, Matt was in London playing professionally. Did you play overseas, Corey?
1 year, played in Rome.
And how would you describe the experience?
It was great until I got hurt. I had a separated shoulder. They told me it was a bruise. I know what a bruise feels like.
Yeah.
They normally go away after a couple of days. 2 months later, still felt the same.
That three is short. Going the other way. Morgan looking to finish. Matt Morgan got 22 points. Oh, that was off the rim by Ellis in the Hornets. 3-point range, but he can't make 2 free throws?
Now, see, that's what I'm saying. What's up with the free throws, Matt?
But as you mentioned, I mean, he's playing for more eyeballs. He's playing for more opportunities after 3 years of playing in Europe, 3 different countries. Love to get an opportunity to come back here, you know, maybe play for a G League team, get a two-way contract, come up.
Yeah, you see right now, they're trying to get him the basketball. The design was to be able to get him to come off of that screen at the top of the key for another three, see if he can stay hot.
About Lee absorbing the contact, making the bucket. All right, it's trivia time.
Uh-oh. I'm ready.
So, Morgan is a perfect 10 for 10.
Uh-huh. I'm not ready.
What is the best all-time field goal percentage, perfect shooting in an NBA game?
In an NBA game?
NBA game.
Ooh.
Did not miss a shot.
Did not miss a shot in an NBA game.
So,
okay.
and if it's a high number, right?
So it'll be Wilt.
Yay.
Okay.
But the number is
But yeah, the number was the question.
Yeah, but if,
right.
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
Good start with
Wilt.
That's going to be on TikTok.
All right, so Wilt, I'm going to guess 17 for 17.
Wow, that's really good.
What was it?
18 for 18.
Wow, it was so close.
Very good. He also went 16 for 16 in the game and 15 for 15 in the game.
I can see that. You know, speaking of the fact that the Olympics are in Paris,
yeah.
Had an opportunity to meet the great Wilt Chamberlain on a Foot Locker NIT team. Our first stop was in Paris, and we landed, you know, about 30 minutes later. Wilt Chamberlain walks on the front of the bus. And I'm sitting all the way in the back, and he walks to the back. And, of course, you know, it's Wilt Chamberlain. I'm going to get up. You can have my seat, sir.
Right.
But had an opportunity to have a bus ride with the great Wilt Chamberlain to our hotel. And, of course, it's after the book. So one of my college teammates, Junior Burrow, is, of course, enamored with the name one better.
All right, we're going to have a long conversation. We only got a minute 42 in the game here, Corey. Because now we're talking about overall abilities in multiple disciplines and things of that nature, but also being successful in those disciplines.
Again, name one better. In my opinion, the greatest athlete who ever played the game of basketball is Wilt Chamberlain. LeBron James is second. At 7'1",
We're talking about pure
running, jumping, everything considered, I believe Wilt has to be one. And speaking of one, Matt Morgan has not missed one.
and seemingly determined not to. 36 points now for Morgan. But he couldn't beat Bo in a foot race.
But I think he'd be close.
He'd be closer than a lot of people think. I'll give you that,
Yeah,
but he wouldn't be.
I think he would be close.
And they'd be pretty good in a bench press contest, too.
Oh, yes, that would be a battle.
That would be pretty good. But Bo was that, he was that country strong.
No, let's look at this. At 7'1", do you think Bo jumped higher than him? You remember the picture of Wilt jumping forward?
Yeah,
not even doing the proper
he did high
technique
jump.
on the high jump and jumping over the high jump bar?
No, I don't think you give him the vertical.
Yeah, you give Wilt the advantage on that one.
I give Wilt the vertical, 100%. But Wilt Chamberlain, one of one.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
Been a lot of 7-footers, but none of them have been like Wilt Chamberlain. And no one's been like Matt Morgan in this game.
No one's been like Matt Morgan.
36 points off the bench.
A year for this opportunity. And Matt Morgan steps up and has a huge performance here on ESPN.
Those 36 points, the second most in the Summer League this year.
Ooh.
How about that? And again, off the bench, he got that done. 11 for 11.